Hi, Paul Sackers, Good News Planet. I'm here with Steve Ewell, who's the Executive Director, Consumer Technology Association Foundation. Hello, Steve. How are you?
I'm great. Good to see you, Paul, and always happy to connect and share some of the work we're doing at the CTA Foundation.
All righty. So we're going to go right up front. Our audience knows you because we've been doing interviews with you for many years. And tell us about CTA, and then also tell us about CES as well. I mean, you're connected in some way, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Consumer Technology Association Foundation, we're the charitable foundation affiliated with CTA, which is the group that runs CES. And we launched about 8 years ago as a way to give back on behalf of the industry and specifically identified two areas that are growing yet underserved in philanthropy, and that's aging and disability. So we've been funding nonprofit organizations working in that space for the last 8 years, doing great work. And over the last year, things have certainly come into focus even further. One of the major issues we've been looking at addressing for years has been addressing social isolation. And now pretty much all of us through the physical distancing have experienced isolation to different degrees. So we've done a lot of work this year, just working with our grant recipients, working with others to understand how do we bring some of these programs online. Some programs that have operated in person for decades have suddenly had to make a shift, and so we've done a lot of work with organizations like that to continue to deliver services when there's even more need than ever before. So it has been a very busy year, to say the least. And now we're getting ready for the first all digital CES, which will be an exciting opportunity to have a chance to highlight all this work, as well as a lot of the tech for good that is happening around the industry, in addition to all the other great sessions that are happening at CES.
So let's define what does CES stand for? We'll go back
Well,
to 101.
CES no longer is actually an acronym. People may have known it as the Consumer Electronics Show, but now CES is just CES. So it is a large trade show that happens each January, and is a chance to bring together people from around the industry. So we have everything from health tech to TVs to automotive and vehicle tech, and sports tech has been a big growing space as well. Really, if it's tied to the consumer technology industry, and we get people from industry, we get people from media and others that all come together to have a great week of conversations. And this year is, as I said, the first time we're doing this virtually and digitally, and really looking forward to having a great conversation, similar to how we're having this conversation right now.
Uh-huh. All righty. Well, and I believe it might very well be the largest Las Vegas show next to Celine Dion.
Yep, it is. We usually get somewhere in the range of 170,000 or so attendees at CES. It's a great opportunity to bring together people from around the industry.
So, and worldwide by far, actually, we just did an interview about China and their technology and for the millennials and so on and so forth. So now with actually this past year, which probably has made people more focus on utilizing technology to communicate, right? Um, you've now instituted, because you do had this stage where you had such wise people in so many areas get up and talk. Now you have a whole program. Everybody, you got to be nuts not to listen to this because it affects your life. This thing and this computer thing. There, you can't hide. I'm sorry, but you can't hide from these kinds of things because the young people are living their lives with it. So how are you organizing this upcoming event, which starts what, January 11th?
Sure. So CES is January 11th through the 14th. And, I'll say from, the CTA Foundation perspective, we have a number of programs. In fact, January 14th is going to be the Partner Day program. So we have a number of different CTA partners who are putting together programming, and the CTA Foundation is right in there with the other partner organizations. So we've put together a couple hours worth of programs, which are going to really include a lot of great opportunities to highlight the technology that's really making a difference in people's lives. We've been working with the Administration for Community Living this year. They're a agency based out of Health and Human Services that looked at the challenge of social isolation this year and launched what they call the Mental Health Innovation Challenge. So they were looking for organizations to come together and help socially isolated older adults and people with disabilities find the services and the technologies that could help them. So us, along with a number of other partner organizations, came together. They had a couple dozen different organizations submit. They narrowed it down to two finalists. One is an organization called No Wrong Door Virginia, and the other is United Way Worldwide. So those are the two finalists, and we'll be announcing the winner of that competition at our Partner Day, which is actually free to attend. So even for people who are not CES attendees, they're able to go and see that, along with other interviews and programs that we'll be doing on the 14th. And if people go to ctafoundation.tech, there's a link on there for our CES programming, and they can register right there. It's a Zoom webinar, and they can get all that great content right on there.
CTA Foundation.
.tech, which is .tech.
Knew you guys would use no.com for you guys. All right. Listen to this. But if you, I guess, are in the inside and you're like one of the industry kinds of people, yeah, Torrey Smith, President Torrey Smith Family Fund, that there's a two-time Super Bowl champion. He's going to talk about it. So many people are doing so many nice things. Isn't that true? I mean, you could probably have couple 100,000 people get up there and talk that are doing good things with technology. Look, this one where he is, Torrey's working with young people, and the Eric Fitzgerald Reed, VP Entertainment and Tech Policy at Verizon, collaborating to do good in the community, right? Things
yeah, like they're doing some amazing work, and yeah, Torrey, NFL football player, two-time Super Bowl champion, but launched this family fund as a way to give back, and he is working with Verizon and others. They've actually bought an old community center in Baltimore, and they're working to bring opportunities for connection and inclusion for kids throughout the Baltimore community, and really also look at how can they show, and represent the opportunities for kids in STEM education careers. So, whether it is you want to get involved in sports, and if you're like me and you're not going to make it to the pros and anything, but there's opportunities to actually get involved in a sports career, an entertainment career, a tech career, or really a ton of different other areas. It's just a matter of helping people understand, where there's those opportunities. So yeah, they're doing great work. We're actually, it's not posted yet, but we're going to also have a conversation with the city of Philadelphia about some of the work that they're doing in Philadelphia. And there are just examples across the country from everyone from entrepreneurs building new technologies to, the large global brands that are working in this space, and then the advocates and nonprofit organizations that are really making a major difference on the ground. So I look forward to highlighting just a few of these and then continuing the conversation throughout the year.
Well, I'm enamored with what you're doing because it's good news. And in essence, in the way I believe, as you know, after I've been doing this so long, this is what we need to inspire everybody with. A lot of people have, unfortunately, if you just read the paper, you'll just hear about a thing that did happen that might have been a negative thing with any one of these large corporations that are dealing with so many different areas in their business scenario, whether it's pharmaceutical or whether it's technology or telecommunications, so on and so forth. But all these do good services that all of them do. So they can't have a company and they can't be on the stock market without being socially responsible. So giving a platform for good corporate citizenship, which is what you guys do. And you have everybody also joining in with you, giving a little support to say, this is something that it was a very wise idea for CES, which has all the big boys, all the big girls, companies out there showing another side of them, because every single one, I don't know, there's not one major corporation that's not doing good in some form, shape, or manner. Isn't that so, Steve?
I completely agree, and that's something that you see. Corporations are made up of people, and people want to do good and give back in their communities. So, we look at ways that we can bring together, companies across the spectrum, whether it is, the large global brands or the small startups that are looking to address this, and bring everyone together and make a larger difference by coming together and having a greater impact than any of us can do on our own.
Well, and you're the right man for the job. I've seen you. You're a great host. Also, I quit. You got my job, and
not anytime soon. Nope. You're the pro. I just try to replicate it when I can at CES.
You do very well. You're very good. You're a good listener, and you get such wonderful people. So congratulations on that. It's a tremendous agenda of wisdom that's going to be part of this virtual event on the 11th. So just to be clear, on the 11th, those that are in the industry can get involved. If you're not in the industry, then they have the 14th to get involved. Is that the way it works, Steve?
Primarily, throughout the week, there will be public content that's available. So I believe all the keynotes will be open to public to be able to stream and other pieces along those lines. So definitely keep an eye on ces.tech. There's that .tech for you again. And there's opportunities for people, whether they are part of the industry or not. But to be a registrant for CES, you do have to be a member of the industry or related to the industry, such as the media that covers the investors and others involved in the industry. But the programming that we're putting on Partner Day on the 14th, that's entirely separate as far as the registration goes. And that is open to a wider audience of attendees. And we will be, as I said, sharing that via a Zoom webinar program. So people can register for that at the CTA Foundation.tech website.
All right, Steve, good man, good job. Last question, since we are good news, we ask, so what's your good news, Steve? What's good news for you?
My good news, well, one, I'm always looking forward to coming to CES and seeing all the great innovation, but I am actually incredibly optimistic for where we're going in the next year or two. We've certainly faced challenges over the last year, but I think we're going to see a lot of great innovation that will come out of this. It'll be the silver lining, and people are going to address the challenges that we see. And it's going to cause greater attention to areas that have often been overlooked, such as, working with the aging population, working with the disability community, but many other communities as well, creating that representation, creating the diversity of opinions. And I really think that we're going to all end up in a better place from this. So I think that's great news. And I can't wait to see what comes out of all this.
All right, Steve, it's a pleasure, honor. Always, I really always enjoy our time together. I was a lucky guy to have met you many years ago, and hearing what you're doing and watching what you're doing, and you continue to do it. So thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you, though. Look forward to seeing you soon.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for having me. I always enjoy it, and I'm always happy to do it whenever we can.
All right, Steve, take care. Thank you.